having conquered Mallory Park in Leicestershire, vanquished Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire, it's time for the riders to test their mettle here in South Wales. We're at Pembrey. Why are we here? One reason and one reason only. This is Thundersport GB.
Well, here comes the action, down to Steve on the grid.
It's time for CIA Insurance GP1 and Peter Baker's got his bike on pole. He's going to have some fierce competition today. Local rider Phil Bevan is on the case on the yellow machine. Rory Clark over from Ireland, he's going to be good as well. And look out for Stuart Hall.
Yes, indeed. Stuart's been looking very good this year. Peter Baker leads the standings, though, from Gary May. Rob Royals is third, Phil Crow fourth, Stuart Hall fifth. Stuart, I think, is STUA, but never mind. I'm sure he'll go quickly with a name like that. Green flag up at the back, red lights on, red lights off. Way they go. Oh, and, well, keep that rubber on the road, Peter. It's just not as quick, waving about in the air. Peter Baker, not the best of starts there, but look at Phil Bevan. I think it's fair to describe Phil as a real circuit specialist around here, Steve.
Well, he says not. I mean, obviously it's his local circuit. He says he's not been round here too many times, but I'm not sure if I believe him.
I reckon he's been an instructor on track days, apart from anything else, more times here than you could shake a stick at. But hey, he can always write in if I'm wrong.
Yep, there's Jenny Tinmouth there. She's having some fun on a big bike as well. She's obviously, you'll see her later on in the 600 class as well.
Yep, one of the quickest young riders out there. Let's see how she gets on, but up the front, it is the fast stuff. Peter Baker there recovering from that rather dodgy start into fourth place. He's behind Stuart Hall, who's behind Rory Clark, but it's Phil Bevan, 113, who leads this at the moment. The leading four just breaking away slightly from the pack. Oh, look at that, snaking under braking and showing off for the camera, I think. Phil Bevan, oh, Stuart. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell your name. It's Stu is down at Hatch. It's good to see him get back up immediately. But that one will not restart, Stu. Never mind.
Yep, there you see Gary May just having a good battle there with Paul Shook, another Welsh rider here.
Oh, and down again. I tell you what, the sun comes out and over they go. That's Sean Hardwick. That is such a shame. Sean was absolutely brilliant yesterday on that machine and finished an excellent fifth, one of the rides of his career as far as I'm concerned. But hey, just shows that's racing. There's Paul Shook though, and who's that just tucked in behind him?
It's Damien Fricker, I believe, Robin.
It is indeed. Now I tell you what, that's a good start from back on the grid. And there's Peter Baker eyeing Rory Clark. Rory, one of the many riders over from Ireland who comes over for Thundersport GB. There's a whole flock of them, and great, not just on track, but a great atmosphere around the paddock as well. Rory had a mixed time yesterday, but he looks absolutely on it today.
Yeah, you'll always see a smile on Rory's face. He's a great rider, really very chirpy in the paddock. Ever so tiny though. I'm always surprised at how he can wrestle those big power bikes around here.
Just got a shot of Tony Keelty further back in the mix there, but Peter Baker looking just frustrated at the speed of Phil Bevan and Rory Clark. He wants to get in amongst them. He can certainly get with them. He's just finding a place to get by.
Yeah, there's Rob Hoyles there. Rob not having the best of weekends here, and he's having a little battle there with Chris Pope by the looks of things.
Yeah, Chris Pope, who had a great battle in an earlier race with Sean Hardwick, and in fact Chris dropped it right towards the end, so good to see him getting more lapping out of this. And look at that, Peter Baker round the outside of Rory Clark. That's big and brave. He's got a really sorted piece of machinery there, but it's not just good being quick in a straight line, you've got to do the riding bits as well, and I think we've said it before and it's worth saying again, Peter Baker having the season of his life as the last lap flag comes out, and well, there's Phil Bevan still leading, but Peter Baker right on his rear wheel. Can he do it by the end of this?
Well, I mean, in all honesty, he's got to be a little bit careful because Phil obviously is not really a direct threat in the championship, so he might have a little look, but I don't think he'll try anything too dangerous.
No, well, he's already put up the fastest lap of the race, says Peter Baker. There we see further back Tony Keelty pushing on as well. And there, well, coming down towards the last half lap, Peter Baker well, I wouldn't say settled for second, but looking very comfortable there in second, as you say. And Phil Bevan riding away at the front of this, been extremely quick throughout this event and throughout this race. And Peter Baker comes to him but can't get by. And that is a win for Phil Bevan from Peter Baker. Rory Clark third. Gary May getting up into fourth. Paul Shook a good fifth. Rob Hoyles maybe perhaps disappointed with sixth, I think, just ahead of John Fisher and Greg Lewis. And there we see Phil Bevan proudly in the middle.
A Welshman winning at home must feel like a good result, but you were pushed all the way.
Yeah, it was quite hard. It was quite a fast pace from the start, and I knew it was going to be me and Peter, I think, from the word go. His bike's a lot quicker than mine. Like, we just ran in a stock bike, and it was a good ride. Like, it was hard work.